Does anyone watch House of Dragons? You guys watch that last night?
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
I haven't started yet.
Yeah, I have to binge it all. Going back to the first season.
Christian, we could talk about it offline. But yeah, I watched it.
I was waiting. I thought that they were going to end last season with this scene.
Nah. But I'm glad that they opened it up with this. Damon said, man, we're not letting this rock.
Without spoiling too much, guys, all I'm going to say is fuck them kids. That's all.
Hey, literally, that's what's been happening this entire
whole show.
This is including Game of Thrones.
That's true.
Including Shogun. Dude died slipping and hitting his head on a rock.
First of all, that is the most whole way to die, yo.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
go ahead and said it. Yeah, man,
like, man,
yo, what 50 said? I smell.
Right.
Yo, I'm like, dead ass, yo, you did all of this.
He deserved it.
And mind you, his uncle's just like, damn, yo, nobody's even gonna remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.
Welcome to the Welcome to the 3-on-3 podcast. It's your guy Hans here with my main man Ev. What's going on, Ev?
Listen, this is the place where champions are made, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow. Also here with us, my main man Lou. What it do, Lou?
You already know. Peace, love, and harmony, people. Let's get it.
And maybe not so sure if the pod mom is with us in the background, coaching us to be the best podcast ever. I say that because the Boston Celtics have won the 2024 NBA championship. Woo. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not going to lie. Jaylen Brown's the MVP. Am I a hater? Like, I'm sitting here watching this and not a joyous smile, smirk, or flutter has come across my face or heart as I watch Jason Tatum ball like a baby, both hands over his face, hyperventilating, snot dripping down his nose. As I watch Jaylen Brown with his messed up braids skip across the court, although he's from Atlanta, shout out to the A. As I watch Al Horford wave those flags, which shall not be named, not by me. I'm just sitting here just shaking my head. Just shaking my head, bro. I think I have to admit that I am a hater, y'all. Like, I am a hater, and I don't know if this is a safe space or not, but I don't like this.
Did Jaylen Brown really win MVP?
Yes, Jaylen Brown won MVP.
Yeah, official.
I'm not happy about any
Should have been
this.
Drew. Should have been Drew, honestly.
Should have been KP.
It should have been
That's
the Blazers.
The only person I may be
Blazers.
happy about.
The Blazers should have won Finals MVP for gifting Drew Holiday to the Celtics.
Wow. Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. Go ahead. Because you'd rather blame the Blazers before you blame the Knicks, before you blame the Bucks, before you do any of that.
What did the Knicks do? If anything, I'm gonna blame the Wizards for just handing over KP to Boston Celtics too.
How about the teams that lost to Boston?
How about you shut up?
But seriously, y'all, I don't know if it's me, but like this run wasn't as exciting. I wasn't happy during these finals watching it. I really wasn't. I did not find myself
I wonder
glued
why.
to the TV. I did not find myself anxiously looking for the time for it to start so I can get there. I just was sad that NBA was going to end again. I'm going to be depressed for the summer. Of course, we got the Olympics, though, so I am looking forward to that. So we'll have some more basketball this year than usual. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'll start with you, Lou. You're tapped into me. We grew up together and everything like that, Lou. Am I a hater? Am I the only one feeling this, Lou? Am I the only one feeling dejected, feeling this cloud and thunderstorm coming down
Look,
right now?
if you called the series a particular way, if the series was called in a particular way and it didn't transpire such, like for instance, if you called, I don't know, it to be a 7-game series and Dallas would win in 7, you may be a little bit upset that that the Celtics were gentlemen, afforded them at least one win at their home for boost of confidence as they rested to then, ended on their home court. So I could understand, if you had called a 7-game series with Dallas winning, that, you may not be particularly thrilled.
Strong observation, Lou. Keep going.
This is Lou's eloquent way of saying "I told you so," because he definitely called a gentleman's sweep out here in these streets. You know what though, Lou, you did bring light to an aspect of it. Short of the fact that I feel and agree that the Boston Celtics did get a couple things that landed in their favor, it wasn't a competitive finals. It wasn't a competitive finals, no. And I think that at the crux of it is what disappoints me. Because had they lost the Dallas Mavericks in 7, I think I would have been okay. I think I would have been okay.
Yeah,
I don't remember feeling this down since the Lakers won it in the bubble.
Man, we don't. That's not a real year.
Well.
It's not a real year.
It's not a real year. That year didn't exist. The world stopped.
Asterisk. But what I will say is, I think you would have felt differently if the Denver Nuggets were here, and that's shame on Denver because you were supposed to do your job and be the number 1 seed, and you would have ended up in the finals. But here we are.
So, Ev, are you sharing in this cloud that I'm trying to share and infect everybody with? Are you partaking in this cloud of hatred? Are you going to
also reign over you?
Yes. Are you going to join the haterade? You're going to take a sip of this, brother. Come on, man. Come on. Come to the dark side. Come on.
So I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not for a few reasons, sir. One, because you've been a hater all season. I've been telling you this since at least episode 7. So this is
episode 7.
This isn't late breaking news. 2, I find it kind of makes me happy to see you and the Pod Mamba aligned here in disarray, which for this episode, I think it's only right that to keep it a safe space for him, that we let Pod Mamba, the moniker, rest a little bit. I'm going to alter it some. I think it's kind of interesting that you and Pod McHale are aligned here in your disarray and your dissatisfaction for how this season has ended. And Lou one of you hit on a good point here. First, the fact that it was an uncompetitive series. I think that's part of what's got you down. Each game ended, only one of the games ended in single digits. You had, Celtics were up by 20 points in every one of their victories. So I've got more. Celtics up by 20 in every one of their victories. Dallas wins the one game they win, by 20, 30 points. So we had a uncompetitive series kind of from a final standpoint, and for it to be a gentleman's sweep. You didn't like the way that Luka looked the whole season, the whole series, which you're gonna cook on that some later. Kyrie underwhelmed. No offense to you, more offense to him. You gave the whole Jersey stand-up epithet last week. Yeah,
man. Shout out to Jersey, baby.
He was supposed to. He gave you one game for that. I
should have done.
I would be offended.
That's my bad. I let him down.
You should have. You did. Maybe you should have posted it every day.
That's what it was.
So I think that's what it was. But for me, to be honest, I'm not mad at this. The Celtics have been on a journey now for what 7, 8 years. And it's specifically a story of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown with some Al Horford in there as well. I mean, you remember when they were, when they were babies going up against LeBron and trying to go toe for toe for him in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals when it was before their time, when they were without a Kyrie that was hurt, that was supposed to be, the guy for them to carry them over the hump. You had the disappointments that they had against Miami, right, on 2 different occasions. You had them actually making it to the finals, but losing to the Warriors in 22. And all spread throughout that, you had, those 2 guys being the central force that were good, but not quite good enough. Dealing with the stories of, not even before we got to the who's better, but, can they coexist with one another? You go through 3 coaches for whatever reason, Brad Stevens going to the front office, Adoka, the issue that happened with him, and then Missoula having to take his lumps. So, I mean, this was a long journey of a story that deserved a happy ending like this. You sprinkle in the parts like Kristaps, like you mentioned, Chris, Pa Parrish mentioned, Washington, the Washington Wizards giving them up the way that they did.
Don't make me buy a ticket to Atlanta, dude. You better relax out there.
Calm down, man. I'm just,
Listen, man. All I'm hearing is Evan's happy because Kristaps, the former Knick, won a ring. That's all I'm hearing. Because that's the closest the Knicks gonna get to winning a ring, and so he's happy for his boy right now. And I'm sick of it. I need people to join me on this hatred campaign, this dark, glooming shadow that I'm casting on this podcast. Okay, all right.
I'm with you.
You guys are not. You're not. We're not a team here. We're not playing.
Bro, no, because the Celtics were better.
We're not playing well here as a team, y'all. You guys are letting me down. You're letting me down as teammates, okay? You're letting me down as teammates.
You know what it is? We want to be on the right side of history. That's all we are. We just want to be on the right side of history.
Oh, you want to be on the right side of history? Guess what? Lou? Racism has won.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
I can't say it any better. Thank you, Pod Mama.
You're on the white side of history.
No, let's talk about it. Because actually, Boston sports have been some of the most progressive in terms of cities and sports of all sports. So, you know what?
Just laugh at the joke. God damn it. What's wrong with you?
Nah, I'm pushing back against that. You know what it is? They've been so left that any move that they make looks like it's progressive because they're so far ingrained into it.
It's just good PR, huh?
Exactly. Listen. That's what it is. Man, get out of here, man. Shout out to absolutely nobody. Shout out to nobody on the Boston Celtics. I'm glad this is over. I'm glad we can move on from this and we can stop talking about when is Jason Tatum gonna get a ring? When are they gonna? Okay, they did it. They got it out the way. Congrats. Thank you. Let's get on to bigger and better things.
Like what?
I think that's part of the issue as well.
Did you know that
Tatum and Brown win, but we don't feel any better about them? Like it doesn't elevate their standing.
It confirms it. It's just like we talked about in terms of whose legacy. Luka, you didn't make it. You have a lot of work to go back to work and do in the lab. You know what I mean? You didn't maximize. You didn't show up the way you needed to show up. We still see some growth that's needed in your game, whether it's on the court, specific skill wise, or if it's going to be in terms of mentally, right? How the fortitude that you have to be able to be disciplined and not allowing yourself to get in a situation like getting fouled out, So, as the guy on the team, certain things that you need to go back and work on. But I don't think it's a knock to him. I don't think it hurts him. I think, now the expectation is going to be, well, okay, you've done it. You got close to it. Now you got to the finals. Now, we need you to come actually and actually get over the hump for us to then have you in that top tier conversation that you've been flirting with. So, I think Luka's on the clock next.
I think other people outside of me who are not truly haters would have felt better about this series had they gotten a Clash of the Titans that we were all looking for in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Or even along the way. I think had we gotten one or two of those matchups, I think some people outside of me who's not a hater would be more appreciative of this championship, right? I think this is more so of, at least the vibe that I'm getting is, finally you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Good job.
Agreed.
Good job. Right.
Agreed.
For me, it's
unless
not.
they were playing Denver, they could have played any
Yeah.
team except for Denver. If it was Denver and they beat them, now I'm yo, you I'm
not
now
wrong.
I'm standing on the table. I'm like, Hans, if you want to be a hater, something wrong with you, cut. Because if they were to do this and beating the Denver Nuggets, then I think yes, I agree with you. There's a different type of
I mean,
lens.
you
we're
know,
looking
somebody was injured, like Jamal Murray or something like that. There's still room for it, but I
Look,
mean,
still my
guess,
favorite.
you know.
Those were my favorite to win. So I'm just saying. But outside of that,
Yeah,
Dallas,
I think it's the whole run, and I'm not gonna put credence to that, but I think there are those that are going to. It's exactly what you said. If they would have at least got who you call one of the best teams from the West, it may have made up for the fact that the East was decimated. But the fact that they didn't even get the best team from the West, they got just the hottest team from the West, and the team that we even knew and we even talked about coming in was the worst matchup for what the Celtics do. We had a specific game that we couldn't forget, that showcased, this is a terrible matchup for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And it went into the reason why both me and Lou picked the Celtics. And it was we hoped that, okay, maybe they had figured out enough by then that the series would be different, but it was obvious from game one that it wasn't going to be different. It was like a boxing match where you come into it hoping, okay, if they come out and do this, okay, we might have us a good fight on our hand, and then you see in round one, this is over. It's kind of
that's exactly what that would be.
Yeah, exactly. This was basically. Well, I ain't gonna do Crawford like that because he did Errol Spence even worse, but it was basically Crawford Spence of a matchup. But we could talk about that in OT.
I don't know. I'm still dejected about it.
I
feel
that,
like
man.
now they got to win it again and beat somebody great for me to respect them.
Well, let's talk about that.
I'm gonna pull the Stugats on LeBron and on KD. According to Stugat, shout out to the Dan Lebertar show, KD has 0 rings because he had to go and build an Avengers team to win.
No, he went and joined the Avengers.
So therefore his rings don't count. So according to Stugat's book. So according to me, man, this don't count. They ain't beat nobody real. And it is what it is, man. But still stand up jersey.
They didn't play more than 5 games in any series.
And so, okay, so I'm gonna be real. This is what adds fuel to the fire. And then we're gonna move on to the next. I promise y'all. This is what adds fuel to the fire. Throughout this whole playoffs, you've been getting these stats, right? Comparing them to the best teams in NBA history. And the thing I hate the most about stats is that they don't account for context. I would be surprised, and I'm going to say it. I would be surprised / disappointed if anybody on this podcast leaned into their mic and said this Celtics team is one of the best teams in NBA history. That's wild to me. And that's what irks me, because it goes down, and I'm having a therapy session with myself. I feel like they get undue credit too early.
Here's what I will say.
The Celtics team.
No. This is one of the most. This is one of the most.
This Celtics team is the most mid team in NBA history.
Here you go. This is here we go. This is one of the
Welcome
most.
to the hatred pot, mama.
There we go. This is one of the most complete teams.
What do you mean?
Wait.
Welcome to the hatred. I've been, bro.
I'm about to say,
I
bro.
made
Yeah.
the club.
You made it. My bad, man. My bad.
This is
founding
one of the
member.
most. This is one of the most complete teams we've seen, bro. With the addition and seeing what KP and Drew Holiday, but them two on that starting five. Oh man,
Nah.
we can't.
What does that mean?
Today's NBA is all
What?
matchups, dude. Today's NBA is all
No,
matchups.
I'm saying, what is that? What is that? I guess, where do we put that in history? The most complete team. Like, what does that mean?
They're
That's
not.
what
Okay,
I'm really
no,
saying.
No,
They're not.
What does
okay.
it mean?
That 2003 Detroit Pistons team. Are they gonna go down as one of the best NBA teams
2004?
in history?
2004.
2004.
2003. I'm sorry, 2003,
Yeah.
2004. That's what I'm talking about. That 2003, 2004 year. That beat
No,
the
they
Lakers.
weren't.
Were they the best? One of the best teams in NBA history?
No.
No, but nobody's saying
Okay.
that.
But that's my. They're one of the most complete teams. That's what I'm saying. Like
No, they weren't.
y'all lost in how many games?
We had injuries. What do you want? What do you want
Shut
to do?
up.
Carmelo
Y'all
wasn't
lost.
playing.
Y'all lost. You lost. You lost.
We had an ankle injury.
No,
Carmelo wasn't
you
playing. What are you
lost.
talking about?
Lose.
You lost in how many games?
Take it easy on Pi Heinzen,
Nah.
man. Okay.
Nah,
Come on.
bro. Yeah,
Lou wants to act like the
Don't like that.
Pistons beat the Lakers at full strength. I'm not
He
gonna
just
allow that.
yapping. He just yapping. He just yapping. Your team lost. It doesn't matter if you were full strength, mid strength.
It
no
does matter
strength.
actually.
You guys did. Guess what? That's your fault, and you lost.
But to Christian's point, though, that's the same criticisms that Boston is facing right now, right?
And that's why I use that. That's why you
Face a
that's
bunch of
the-
teams
that's why-
injured.
This is why I use that team specifically, right? Because that even though I do think this Boston team is significantly better than that Pistons team, however, when you look at it,
Significantly?
What?
Significantly.
yes, significantly better. Okay.
You think this? So let's talk about that real quick. So 1-on-1, you think this team
Phillips over
beats
White? Phillips over White. But
Phillips over White, Drew,
Yeah.
everybody? No,
I'm taking
Okay.
Drew over Rip. I'm taking Drew over Rip.
The mid-range god, Rip Hamilton.
Yeah,
I'm taking Drew-
mid-range deity.
I'm taking a guy that's playing two ways because we know Rip is running from any assignment. I'm taking Drew over Rip anytime. Period.
Okay.
So you're gonna take who? Who you taking? Who you taking? Prince is over who? Brown? Tatum?
Prince matches up well with Brown, so that neutralizes.
I didn't actually. I said you.
At the end of the day, who's stopping Sheed and Billups? Like, there's that. Nobody's stopping Sheed.
I'm putting KP on Sheed. I'm not worried.
Barbecue chicken, 100%.
You drunk?
Barbecue
I'm
chicken.
Nope.
Barbecue. Look at his stat line. He scored 5 today. Barbecue chicken.
Fam,
Barbecue chicken.
She could barely shuffle. Good luck.
Barbecue chicken all day. Barbecue chicken with a side of deviled eggs, beans, mac and
Healthy
cheese.
KP, I'm here for that matchup. Healthy KP, I'm here for that
I'm
matchup.
here for it too because it's barbecue chicken.
I just love that there's I just love that there's a sprinkling of Blazer loyalty in Hines' voice here.
Oh, 100% he was a Blazer first. Baby, listen, Sheed all day. Sheed all day. I hate what he did to the Hawks because I didn't get to see him. He said, "No, I ain't playing for y'all. Get me out of here." I respect it. I wanted to see you though, you know what I'm saying? But I respect it. But no, Sheed all day, baby. Ain't no way. Sheed is too talented. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I'm just saying. But hey, man, we're all you're all entitled to your opinion.
And I'm
man.
assuming you're taking Ben Wallace over Al Horford as well.
I mean,
So
I'm
you
taking
pick- you
Darko
pick-
Milicic over KP personally.
You picked
Darko
every
Milicic.
Blazer. Hold on. I mean, you picked every Piston over the Celtics.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
on what side of the ball? Okay, so I'm looking at we're neutralizing matchups, right? So that's how I'm looking at it. You're neutralizing, like, because that's what you got to do it, right? So when you put them out there, you got to see who's neutralizing who and who gets the gains, right? So the gains that I see that Lou's talking about with Jaylen Brown that he would get over Prince or whoever's guarding them, you get what I'm saying? It doesn't it doesn't tip the balance because I'm getting so much from Billups. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting so much from Rasheed, and I'm
To
gonna
be
get
real.
some from Rip. So like, it's
Horford is
for
gonna
me-
play Sheed because you're gonna put the more
Yeah, because
mobile
KP
guy.
can't guard him. So Horford's gonna have to play Sheed.
First-
Somebody, Jesus, better play Sheed.
Well, I forget they both don't.
Are you talking about the 08
I kind of
Celtics?
missed you.
That's what you're talking about, Lou. The 08 Celtics. That's what you're saying.
This guy.
The
talking about this
08
current-
Celtics. Okay,
I'm
nah,
talking
that's
about this
di-
current
okay,
team.
that's
I'm
different.
talking about this
That's
current
different.
team.
That's different,
Oh,
Lou. Now,
man.
the 08
Oh,
The
Celtics,
08
though.
Celtics are better than this Celtics.
The 08
Absolutely they are.
Celtics now.
Yeah.
Come
08
on now,
Celtics
that's
giving
different.
everybody
That's
work.
different.
I'm talking about this Celtics.
That's
bro.
different. That's different. That's gonna be
you
dope.
put KP, you let KP and Ben Wallace get at it. You put Horford on Sheed. You know what I mean? You're gonna put a more mobile guy on Sheed.
Get out
And
of
mind you,
KP will be injured.
Same, man. It's barbecue chicken.
Who's gonna look? The reason why the Celtics won is because they were able to drive on the Dallas Mavericks. You think Ben Wallace is gonna let them drive on them? They ain't gonna get to the rim, and all they're gonna do is gonna be shooting threes, and Tayshaun Prince and them can guard the perimeter. I don't know how.
Jalen Brown gonna be missing braids. It's gonna be crazy out here. It's gonna be wild out here. Listen, man, might fix his hairline in the process.
you
All right,
funny
listen,
as hell, bro. I can't say you, bro. We deviate.
We're
yo, you hate them so much.
I don't hate them. I'm just saying, man. I ain't undue praise and all that nonsense, man. They did what they were supposed to do. Shout out to them. They're a good team. The best, possibly the best team in NBA history because of these stats. Stop it. Stop with the hyperbole.
Congrats on being a team that was a good matchup for you. Because if you had played the Nuggets or the Wolves, they are not going to be beating any of those teams.
Disagree about the Wolves, but the Nuggets, yeah.
That's the question I had. How the rest?
That's
of
what I was
you
going to
feel
move on
about
to.
that?
Way to segue us, Christian. Way to segue us in. So, would you feel the same way if it was the Wolves?
Maybe a little bit more, but I would have expected that. Yo, you talking about when you talk about top in any category as a team in the league, right? Top defensive team in the league, etc. They have the reigning defensive player of the year. Would have loved to see him get cooked by KP. I'm not gonna lie, and then for him to actually show him what defense looks like. But you then your conversation is a little bit different because again, the underlying thing with Dallas is. They weren't really expected to be here. They were a dark horse pick for a lot of people. So them getting here, you recognize the level of talent and then also what they were able to do to get here, right? So you respect them as a formidable team. But at the end of the day, this is still a team that we didn't expect to be here. So a team like Minnesota, who you're like, okay, you get to a point where you're the Western Conference Finals. We expect you to take it over the hump. Yeah, we're looking at this finals a little bit different. Like, okay, this is a team. You're the number one team in the Western Conference versus the number one team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, we're looking at it as a quote-unquote clash of the Titans. Denver, reigning champions, reigning MVP on that team, and really the team that we expected to truly be the number one team. You know what I mean? They play against them. If you beat them, totally different conversation, for sure. Way different conversation. So I think we feel the same way or might even felt less if it was them playing OKC and winning, right? This is on par for OKC. That's how I feel about this Dallas win.
I think, so the only place I flipped what you said, because I was sitting there thinking about it while you were talking. I think OKC would have been a better victory for the Celtics from the standpoint of if OKC made it to the finals, that would mean that the players that we thought would step up actually did step up versus shrink in the playoffs. So that version of OKC would have been a more compelling matchup versus this Celtics team versus the Dallas team that we got.
I see what you're saying.
But in order, I would actually say Denver, OKC, Minnesota, from the standpoint that Minnesota, though they match up well with the team, I hate to say they're not a smart enough team. They're not a consistent enough team in the fourth quarter.
No.
They would have been more frustrating than the Celtics in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yeah. Who has the highest IQ of that team?
Mike Conley. And the Celtics would have the Celtics would have frustrated them and us even more than that. Listen, somebody, I don't. Where's he at today? Right here. Somebody wouldn't have even bothered with the jersey rant.
Oh,
In that series, we would have got no jersey stats.
no, we would have got no jersey stats at all. Not even remotely.
Nas Reed, man. Nas Reed.
Oh, Nas Reed.
Okay, baby.
Nas
baby.
Reed. Listen, man.
Yeah.
I need you to stand up, man.
Not the same energy.
No, that's not the
Not the
same.
same.
Nah, not at all. Talk about it with a rating 6 man of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I guess it all goes back to me. I just wanted to see some fight back. You know what? You know the saying, like, fight back, man. Just fight back. Like,
I get you.
you know, Black
Or like,
Twitter.
Shorty was like, stand up.
Right.
I agree.
You know, just fight back, man. Fight back. Give us something to root for. And that's what concerns me. So moving forward, I was talking to Ev about this before you guys made it on. I didn't like what I saw with Luka's body language. I didn't like his demeanor. And similar to Lou, I think he has a lot to work on during this offseason. At the end of the day, you getting your team this far is an accomplishment. We're not going to take that away from you. Like Lou said, you weren't expected to be here. You were hot. You know, everybody thought it was a foregone conclusion that the Denver Nuggets were going to be right back on top. So you made it this far and you didn't live up to expectations. What are you going to do next? Is this it for you? Are you a flash in the pan kind of situation, right? So I gave him the moniker of James Harden 2.0, right? So the second version is typically better than the first. So James Harden never led his team to the finals. Luka did that, right? So is this it for Luka? Is this the pinnacle? Is this his peak of a Luka-led team? Is this as far as they'll go? And I think it's up to him to say no, but that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen.
You talking about his body language is telltale, man, because your body language of players after losing. I know I felt like this about Embiid when they lost it last year. His body language was very like that. That to me was not really becoming of a leader, because you're supposed to be able to, at minimum, be stoic. Like, look, we fell short this year. We're back next year. I give Giannis that, right? When they fell short, he's like, "Yo, we fell short." You know, his reaction was like, you know, I take responsibility as the face of this team, the leader of this team. We fell short. But yeah, you asked me if this is a disappointing year. We didn't get to where we expected to be. So yeah, that's a disappointment. And what we're going to do is we're going to regroup, you know. But when I see guys who are supposed to be the ones, the staples, the cornerstones of their team, with a body language that is, you know, less than galvanizing for a team, right? And more so, I don't want to say that is a pouting type of thing, but more so, you know what I mean? It's you're not standing in the sense like, look, okay, we didn't get it this time. Let me maintain the confidence that I want my team to have to be able to say we can, you know, regroup, do what we need to do in the offseason and be right back here to contend again. And so that body language didn't really sit right with me. He just kind of came off as, you know, how he was when he fouled out, you know. You got this. I'm not. We're expecting better from you, and you look into the bench. You telling them they better challenge that, like it's on them. No, it's on you to be able to then stand up, and be the leader of your team. Period.
Unacceptable, by the way. Fouling out, unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable.
Yeah,
they should have had that. Wild.
And that's one thing, but then turn around and say, y'all better challenge that.
So that's kind of where we got on when we were talking about it is, you know, you could say that he needs to go into this offseason, look himself in the mirror or whatnot, come back different. But I didn't see body language of a player that's going to do that. What I saw is I'm playing hurt through this postseason. If I wasn't hurt, I'd be giving y'all 40 and 50. I'm not the problem. These refs are the problem, and my teammates didn't quite show up. Um, I don't I don't pick up accountability from what I saw.
Not at all.
The only thing I think that could possibly get into his ear is he has a head coach who is a generational point guard himself that might be able to point out to him, hey, we need more of these other intangibles from you if we're going to take the next step. As far as his game goes, you call it, the Harden 2.0. For him to evolve from that and have a more inclusive game, I don't see that when we're talking the number 2 in the MVP voting, right? Or number three in the MVP voting. So, are we talking about a guy who's been unsuccessful? He's been, conference finals 2 of the past 4 years and the NBA finals this year. So on one hand, his trajectory is going in the right direction, him doing what he's been doing since a teenager. But we've seen this story over and over, right? And so we're coming at it from the standpoint of there's a level of leadership and decorum and humility in the face of failure that the greats take on in order to hold themselves accountable to lift their team to the next level. You could say that we've seen it to an extent in what Tatum and Brown have gone through these past 8 years, right? So are we going to see that next intangible, that next mental level up from Luka? That's a harder nut to crack when we're seeing what we've seen thus far.
So you mentioned mental, and I was processing your points, and the word IQ.
Sports psychologist, give it to us.
No. I'm not even going that route, but I was thinking about, honestly, does he have the IQ to realize that he needs to unlock other areas of his game? So for me, he strikes me as somebody who just has an offensive mind IQ and doesn't view the game in totality. He just wants to get his bag, right? And he figures, if I continue to, get the bag offensively and do these things, it'll translate into wins. And to Evan's credit, it has translated to success for him, right? So therefore, what am I really doing wrong? You're not getting team success. And I was thinking about it when I'm thinking about all these greats that we watch: Kobe, right? LeBron, Jordan. What they figured out was, not only do I need to figure out how to beat the defensive guy in multiple ways, but I also need to figure out how to get my team to do the same thing.
I just call in LeBron's case, just call my friends. Let's go play together.
Look, can we give LeBron credit, though? Can we give LeBron credit for 1 second here?
I'm sorry, yo. We focusing on. I don't want to deviate from your point, fam. My fault.
But I guess what I'm saying is, I wonder if he even has the IQ, right? And for those, ignorance and stupidity are not the same thing. Ignorance is you just don't know, right? Stupidity is you should know better, you still do. I wonder if he even has the IQ to really kind of put it together, because he's still young in his own right as well, too. So he's still young in his own right as well, too. I just wonder, though. That's what it is. I wonder if he has that, and will it come all together like that? Because for those who are great, they understand full player development and full team development. That comes together, and that's where they see it and they do that, right? We saw it with Michael. We saw it with Kobe. We've seen it with LeBron, even though Lou's like, come on. But we've seen it, right? And I just wonder if Luka, who's on the cusp, right, of being great, will get there. Like, when I look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's got that team aspect already. You get what I mean? Like, he's got that part of it already. So I don't know, but it may be off. But I guess it leads me to just continue to confirm what you were saying, Ev, in that will he even do it? Will he even
I
do
want
it?
to I want to ask you a question based on your comparison, all right? You dubbed them Harden 2.0. So if you were to lean based off of that, right? How would you answer your own question?
I did. I said basically, if he's Harden 2.0, if he lives up to that moniker, this is the best we're gonna get from him. That's it. This is the best. This could be the best. We've seen. He's gonna lead a team to the finals and lose. He's gonna, he'll go down like your Charles Barkley's, your, you know, Malone's. Those who were great, they make it there, but they don't go all the way.
I feel bad for Stockton and Malone because they ran into a particular roadblock. A very special roadblock.
No, they're different. They're special within their own right. They just
they ran into a special roadblock.
It's the Bulls. It's Jordan, Pippen. It's Kukoc. They ran into a special group of gentlemen that
they had a special
particular
set of skills.
See what you did there. Synergy. You need to join me on this hate, though. It's too late. It's too late. We're catching this synergy now. Where was that when I had all the Celtic hate going and all the allure? Now we're syncing up. It's too late, fam. It's too late. Game's over, man. It's too late.
Literally. I'm gonna make a messy comparison because it just came to me. And it came to me when you were talking about, the greats figuring out how to having to unlock their teams and whatnot. A lot of times that comes from failure, right? Where they see that they have to do different. What I question is this a big enough failure for Luka to have that transformation when, again, in 4 years, we're talking 2 conference finals and an NBA finals appearance, right? Here's where I'm liking it to, and it's a messy comparison, but remember LeBron's first finals appearance was in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And remember after, yes, but made it to the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the same year as that incredible Pistons series. That game specifically, 25 points in a row, 29 of the last 30 in overtime. LeBron at his first, okay, this is another level, right? But what happened after those 3 years? We got 3 years of the introduction of petulant LeBron, the introduction of we don't know quite what he's going to do, LeBron. We got the 2 years where it seemed like he kind of quit in the playoffs against the Celtics, right? Before he ends up joining up with his friends in Miami. And it wasn't until that Dallas failure that he took the steps to change his game, to add things to his game. Remember that right? So I wonder if this is the stage where we're at with Luka, where, again, if I'm Luka, I just made the finals and I wasn't all the way healthy, right?
So it's not all on him yet. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
He did his part.
But here's my issue with that, right? Look at the landscape of the West. Look how good the West is. You don't know how many times you're going to have this opportunity to make it this far. Denver is still not out of gas. OKC is clearly rising up, and then getting the experience going through these throws of the playoffs, losing, tweaking, and so on, right? Minnesota is still no slack. Yeah, you beat them, but they're going to do the necessary to you. So, though I agree with you, they're like, okay, I made it based on how many times I've been here and so on and so forth. But in terms of that luxury of you making it, is it something that you can bank on, right? If you don't feel like you have to do some necessary tweaks on the back end, while all these other teams who have made themselves known, especially throughout the season, are going to be, they're refining as we speak. So if you're not having that in mind as well, I can't necessarily say your mind is in the right place, Luka. You need to be thinking about okay, cool, I made it, but this path for me to get here isn't guaranteed again, especially with how the other teams are gearing up.
Well, You're right. And I think the difference that underlines that is he's not yet viewed as a best player in the league. So the caveat to what Evan is mentioning is that was LeBron James, arguably the best player in the league. Like he was gonna figure it out. Luka's still not yet considered the best player in the league. There's a couple,
he's
good
top 4.
in MVP. Doesn't mean the best player in the league. Embiid got injured.
I think he's legitimately considered one of the top 4 best players in the league.
I don't think so. Not 4. Because if you got Joker.
He's still not better than Joker. He's still not better than
you still
KD.
got Embiid.
He's still not better than KD.
I
sorry.
I can't.
We just named 4. Like, come on.
I mean, you named 4. I don't know everybody would agree with that, but I'm not going to knock your list.
I guess here's what I'm saying, Ev. Like in loose term, like LeBron was decidingly the best player in the league. Like
not in Kobe Bryant's NBA.
Decidingly.
That's why I don't agree. I don't agree with that because Kobe was still that better.
I'm gonna leave that between you and the big pie ticket over there. Okay,
because Kobe was still the best player in the league, but
I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
Kobe was the best player in the league.
What year?
That run with LeBron?
In 07, Kobe
was the best player in the league.
LeBron was definitively the best player in the league.
Yes, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe was putting in
No,
work.
I'm talking. No.
You still had Tim Duncan.
When you're talking about the Dallas, when this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, 2011.
When he moved his talents, Kobe was still the best player and it wasn't LeBron?
Yeah, I was talking.
Y'all tripping.
I was talking.
Get out my face.
07.
Y'all tripping.
Kobe was still averaging like 28 points that year.
Oh,
NBA
God.
champion Kobe Bryant in 2010.
Okay.
Why is Hans pretending like he doesn't remember?
Listen.
It's cool.
I'm on record as the biggest Kobe hater. On record.
Yeah,
Check
you're
my
acting
stats.
like it. You're acting like it.
No, look, check my stats. Check my stats. All right. Just because he won the championship doesn't mean that man was the best player in the league. All right. So stop playing. Y'all need to stop playing. Okay. Y'all need to stop playing right now. Stop playing right now. No,
right,
nobody takes anything away from that 2010 championship.
So he
Kobe
didn't.
did his thing. He closed it. But if you're telling me Kobe Bryant was the best player in that league, y'all tripping. But hey, I'm gonna let y'all have it though.
No. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
Weren't they doing the Kobe LeBron puppets around that time?
They were. That Nike commercial.
They were. The Nike commercials were
Somebody
dope.
didn't show up.
They wanted that so
Dwight
bad.
Howard. But let me ask you this, LeBron. Let me ask you this, Hans. What year? And I'm putting you on the spot.
I was about to ask this question. What
year did
Clipson
LeBron become the best player?
The best player.
Heatles.
Let's see.
Heatles.
So the second. So when he won the chip.
First Heatles,
so he won the chip.
First Heatles.
When he played against Dallas. When he played against Dallas, he was the best.
Heatles. LeBron was, man, yeah. Listen. Once again, Lou even said this. Having a better team, having a complete team, because y'all acting like Kobe was just out here just doing it with himself. He was not. Okay,
I'm not saying just Kobe.
him and Powell. That's it.
LeBron.
Oh God, Christian, I love you, but I don't want to hear from you right now.
You only got 2 other All-Stars on his team like LeBron did.
So listen, LeBron was the best player in the league, in my opinion.
2011
in my
became
opinion.
the best player in the league.
Thank you. Because prior to
you said 2001.
No, I'm asking. You're saying that 2011 is the year he became the best player.
Yeah, that's when he took his, because it unlocked another thing. It unlocked another level in his game. He took it to another level that year. That's for me. That's when it was like, all right, Kobe. Like,
that year, when he lost.
I would say the next year. When he came back as a villain.
According to Christian, if you win, right, so you cannot lose a championship and not be the best player in the league, which is wild to me. You can be the best player in the league and not win
you're saying that he took it to another level in 2011. I mean,
he took his game to another level. Like what? There's nothing wrong with that, making him the best player. Just because his team, he didn't get his team to that, doesn't mean he wasn't himself the best player in the league. So right now, Jokic MVP, he's not the best player in the league. He didn't get it. And he got knocked out. He's not the best player in the league. It's Tatum. It's Jaylen Brown, the MVP. If that's how we're going, so that's who the best player in the league is right now.
Nah,
No,
Luka.
because
Luka's the best.
because
Luka's the
what
best
it
player.
is,
You said Luca?
Yeah.
it's true.
You meant to say Kyrie. Jersey, stand up, baby.
I mean, Giannis. What either or. I'll take either or.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I don't know, but I have my own criticisms. I'm not gonna. I have Kobe hate, but you guys are saying it's closer. You're saying it's the year that LeBron won it with the Heat that he became the best player in the league. That's when he won it. When they had the 16 mouthpiece.
This man took his team to 3 straight NBA finals the years before. So how is that year finally he's not the best player in the league? The following year he averaged 28 points a game in the season.
Because somebody else leveled up their game.
Until he met JJ Barea.
That's what happened.
He couldn't back him down in the post.
Word. Couldn't get JJ. You can't get JJ Barea out of here. But you
we all have our faults, but
not to me.
When he got 4.
Because what was the year that
Kawhi?
What was the year that LeBron shaved his head and then like took a bunch of steroids and just got bigger? Well, what year was that?
He took steroids? Not Christian.
Remember when he got like really? Did he lose? Did he lose weight or did he put on weight?
No, he put on
in hot.
Everybody be talked about that. KG talked about it.
He took roids.
Yeah, a couple players.
No, it was when he lost weight. Remember, he tried to get skinnier.
He tried to be more agile.
He shaved his head. He looked like he looked like he was about to die. Like his eyes were all sunken in.
That's when T Grizzly track came out at that time.
He went vegan and all that stuff. He changed his diet. That's when it was all popular. Remember, all the players were doing it.
Yeah, what year was that? Do you remember? Was that 2011? Is that when they lost? Is that why?
No. That was way after. Stop it.
That was like 2016.
Stop it.
Petty.
Stop it. But listen, man.
There's a conversation, Hans. Okay. There's a conversation, but I mean,
100%. Listen,
it's in that range.
I
think y'all are arguing semantics.
Yeah,
it's in that range.
I'm not saying it's leagues like he just completely overpowered Kobe. Like there's criticisms to what Evan was saying with the Barrera comment and all of that, but at the same time, I can't sit here and denounce what this man was doing wasn't great. And taking over at that point, what I'm arguing for is basically there's justification for you not winning a championship, but still being the best player in the league.
Yeah, we all agree with you. Kobe didn't win that year.
He quit today. He quit the year prior.
Who quit?
That's the thing I can't get. He quit against Dallas too.
No. Well, listen.
Just saying.
I mean, what may or may not have been transpiring.
If we're gonna knock Luka for his attitude, LeBron quit on the court.
Listen, as big of a LeBron fan as I was until he joined the Lakers, he's dead to me now. But as big as a LeBron fan as I saw it. I was watching. Trust me. Yeah. I was there. I understand. Yeah. I understand.
That's a fatal flaw, man. LeBron, when he's decided like, oh, okay, there's no way out of this. He's just like, okay.
You talk about pouting. What do you think who started? That's LeBron. LeBron pouts. Don't get me wrong. But also, let's not forget, other players had their little things too. Kobe, I remember with Kobe when he wasn't shaking up shots. Oh, y'all can do this without me. Y'all forget about that though. No,
I forget about that, but he did that for one game.
Just saying.
Kobe didn't have Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on his team.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Smush Parker and Kwame Brown and Chris Mim and Devin George and Luke Walton. I keep going. Brian Cook.
Great Kwame Brown, okay?
Brian Cook.
Smush Parker. Every time somebody brings a Smush Parker, it just crack. Because I really want to know what his first name is for. Like, come on, it's not Smush.
It's not Smush.
It can't be. Like, come on.
Mashante.
Listen, man.
Sorry.
I'm about to say.
You want to know what his real name is?
What is it?
William Henry. William Henry Parker. That's his real name.
Was that his real name for real?
Yeah, it is.
You see how I was just dead silent. So I was paused like, what was wrong with you? Where did Smush come from?
Listen, man, that's fine.
At least
That's
you know,
fine.
like at least Middle World Peace has a story. You know what I mean? Like
He has a lot of
Smush.
stories.
Oh man, don't get it.
He has a lot of stories. You think your therapist online on air? Shout out to my psychologist. Hey man, I get it though. He was promoting mental health before it was cool. Shout out to Middle World Peace, man. Shout out to Middle World Peace.
For sure.
But on a serious note, all hate and shade aside. Shout out to them, Boston Celtics, for winning. At the end of the day, I can appreciate the grind for achieving greatness. You know, you have a goal set. It's something that you've been looking forward to years. Shout out to them, though. Congratulations. I'm not going to besmirch them any longer. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the organization. And hey, I think at the end of the day, the better team may have won.
Yeah.
With the show closing out, guys, I just wanted to just hijack our last little segment before we leave. We weren't able to do this last week because it happened when we dropped our episode on Wednesday. But I just want to send out a rest in peace to Jerry West, the great Jerry West. We weren't able to give our thoughts on that. And now with the Celtics winning, I mean, it's only fitting to pay respects to the man who lost to the Celtics as many times as anyone, you know? So, and that's no shot at Jerry. I mean, he had talking about one guy against everyone else. Like Jerry had to go against these Hall of Fame Celtic players for most of his career. So, you know, the logo, Mr. Clutch, I consider him top 15 player in NBA history. You know, the original combo guard. I mean, this man just did it all on the court, and he was as good as a front office man, as a front office person, as a player. So I just want to shout out to Jerry West for everything that he's done in basketball.
Shout out to Logo, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the legend.
All right, man. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. If you want some additional content, slide on over to YouTube to our OT segment, and you can catch the full show there as well. See y'all later.
What's up, guys, and thanks for listening. I want you to do two things for me right now. One, give this episode a thumbs up, and two, be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on all the socials at the 3on3 Podcast and send us an email at the 3on3podcast@gmail.com. We appreciate you, and tune in next week.